Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. We're taking a look here at Solana, seeing what's going on. I got a lot of requests for this one, so obviously we're going to deep dive into this guy here, kind of see what's going on. And I get folks asking, "Hey, why do you cover specific coins all the time?" Well, mostly because they're trending and they're ones that people are wanting to know about. So Solana is one of those here today, being up somewhere in the range of about 10%, almost 11% as of right now. Probably even higher, of course, with that candle wick up. We're going to see if that can sustain itself or it will retrace back down. We can see this obvious rejection off this 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level. And what we can do is we can look at new fib levels too from the most recent couple of weeks and kind of see how much further down it will pull back if it were to. Okay. Again, just kind of some useful tools to help give you an effective edge here. Speaking of effective edge, make sure you're using BingX. We got a new exclusive offer here. Essentially, nice little deposit bonus there. You just deposit $50, you get $50 for free, and then you just got to unlock $100 USDT with 3,000 USDT volume, which is super easy, by the way, with leverage. So just check that out, of course. Use that link included. This is a limited offer there, so just want to make sure to touch on that because we have copy trading coming. We've already got, what, 3 copiers here so far, making an average of about $72 in profit. Not too bad, right? Just a small little account I have on the side. Nothing crazy to worry about there. We'll have a private one as well for our members too. So when it comes to Solana, what I want to talk about here is a couple of things. So when it comes to these levels, we can see obviously that we got the MACD swinging upwards, pretty standard stuff. We can also see RSI is coming up past 50. That's an important thing right there. Okay, that's breaking a key level resistance. We do see stochastics a little bit on the overextended side, so I would expect the price to maybe taper off, but again, this is just a initial pump. We will see if it can sustain itself. A lot of times these pumps can continue for at least 2 or 3 days. So this, some of this stuff I'm talking about here may not be super relevant here soon, but smaller time frames will identify a few things for us. We can also see here that the 50-day SMA could pose a problem here soon. That's trending right there at about 1850. So if you have a profit target, it should probably be somewhere below that level, right? Same thing with these Fibonacci retracements here. 0.618 is a common retracement zone. So again, 1850, 1845. You gotta, you're trying to go long. I would recommend taking some profit in that range if you haven't already. You probably should have already because it looks like we're a bit on the overextended side, but again, hindsight's 2020, right? So let's take a quick peek over here at the 4-hour and kind of touch on this here. So this is one massively large 4-hour candle, right? So 12.5% in just under 4 hours probably. That's quite a lot of movement. So is that going to sustain itself? Well, let's see here. Obviously we got a MACD convergence from that. We can see the price jumped up above 50 on the RSI and retested, basically rejected off of 70. And then we can see the stochastic is still increasing. So in truth, you don't want to close your position here because even though this is an overextension, it's probably not even close to being finished yet. Here's a perfect example of something I like to talk about a lot. First of all, you can see this descending trend here working. Lower highs, lower lows consistently, right? It's kind of a bit of a flag pattern, right? That being said, though, the price action continued to reject and established lower lows and lower highs. What we see here, we see 1 9 followed by second 9. So we got 2 9s in TD sequential, basically overextending ourselves here. That tells us we got 72 hours of bearish divergence. Now that's commonly why you see 3 black crows or 3 white soldiers, because they have a tendency of pushing in one direction or the other, right? And that's an overextension. It usually happens within about a 72-hour period. So this is that 72nd hour, if you will, where the price just got totally pissed off and shot straight up there and continued higher. So we had a double overextension, and this is where we're at now. So keep that in mind. Now that that happened, it's one of those situations where the price action could and should continue higher as a result of that. Okay, so again, I wouldn't expect the price to drop like a rock here. Again, pending Bitcoin doesn't drop sub 30,000, I think Solana should be on the right track. Another thing to note too here as well is this previous rejection zone here, right about 1754, should likely be the new bottom because that was the previous top. Okay, so I would say a long from Solana would make a lot more sense in the immediate future than a short. Okay, again, so overextended, albeit nothing to worry about at the moment. We're only a few 4-hour candles into this. Let's see what the hourly looks like here. Was this a healthy continuation or is it out of control? Let's double check this here. So on the hourly, we can see we came up to an 8. Got a little reset there, bounced off that level at 1750. Pretty standard stuff there. We can also see Ichimoku cloud. We obviously are back up above the cloud here. So this does reaffirm that the price goes sideways from here. We should have a support level somewhere in the 1718 range, 1720 range. So for lack of better terms here, we should be in pretty good shape when the price action comes down any further. So a stop loss right in the 1650 to 17 range would probably be appropriate. That way, if the price comes back down, we should expect to bounce off this range here, which is roughly where the cloud is hanging out. Okay, so that's kind of something I would look at. Let's also take a quick peek at some better Fibonacci retracement levels. And when I say better, I just mean more recent. Let's go ahead and take a look at the most recent low to the most recent high, kind of see where we're at there. So this does kind of reaffirm that 1725 range there is also a support level. So that would probably be a good place to put your stop loss just below that 1720, because it tells us in the most recent past, if the price does pull back, it should bounce off 0.236 at 1728 mark. I still personally feel like the price is going to likely bounce off the current area because that was a previous resistance, turn support. And it's common for any kind of breakout like this to continue in that direction. So I think right now at this point, we should see the price continue higher, just in the overall sense of things. Now again, if the price doesn't hit a certain level within the next couple of hours, where lagging span is going to intersect the price action, it might incentivize us to close our long position. So if I were to take a trade right now, I would take a trade with some tight profit targets, somewhere in the 1 to 2% range with maybe 10 to 20x leverage at about 1780 for the first profit target, maybe 18 for the second, something like that. Yeah, so just a 1 to 2% margin. So that's kind of what I'm looking at there in the overall sense of things. Solana looks good. We just want to kind of hang tight and not get too ahead of ourselves here, but there's a decent chance we should see further upside. Keep in mind, if we take a quick peek over here at Bitcoin, we can kind of see the Bitcoin's retesting this level. If Bitcoin pulls back, right, then there's a good chance we could see something along those lines, right? In other words, Bitcoin has a rejection at this 30,700 range, then Solana could become invalidated and drop lower. Okay? Again, you see this increase here from Bitcoin. While it's not the exact same, there's a very similar pattern here. Okay? They both are exuding similar qualities. One's just a little bit on the overextended side. So just careful trading Solana. It's a volatile little beast, and sometimes when it comes to day trading like strategies, they can be a little bit on the volatile side. So good and bad depending on how you look at it, right? All right, so I hope that made sense for you. Very last thing to note is congratulations to our community members. Well, not only because we have this BingX promotion, of course, that we just talked about, we got nice 31% from Ethereum for a short that we took yesterday, hit both profit targets, and again 20% for Bitcoin. That trade is technically still open because again, we took majority of our profits in the first target, so we're letting it ride, seeing if we can get a little bit more out of it. So again, I still feel Bitcoin will reject off 30,700, and if that happens, then I would anticipate Solana to follow suit. Just be mindful of that. Okay, I hope that was helpful and beneficial for you. Thank you again so much for joining me here. Hope this was a good experience for you. We'll look forward to seeing you in the next video, and you take care of yourself. We'll see you soon. Thank you.